we go. The following Zoom session is being recorded and will appear later today on my YouTube channel, Math with Mayo. There are two different classes that may be observing this session. Therefore, when you participate in the Zoom meeting, if you do not wish for your picture or your name to be made public, please leave the video off and use an alias name. If you have questions during the meeting but do not wish to speak, email me at bmayo@ybcc.edu and I will respond as soon as I can. All right, today we're going to review for the Chapter 11 test. And I've got lots of questions from students, so let's get started. Let's see here. Get to a blank screen. Here we go. All right, so this is from section 11. Hang on here. Why is it not letting me? Okay, here we go. 11.7, number 18. It says solve each equation. Give the exact solution. All right, so we have log base 12 of the quantity x squared minus x equals 1. So this is a logarithmic equation. To solve it, we're going to change it into an exponential equation. So it would become 12 to the 1 power equals x squared minus x. 12 to the 1 power is just 12. So we get 12 equals x squared minus x. This is a second degree equation. So I'll put it in standard form, set it equal to 0. To solve this, I could see if it factors. And if not, I could use the quadratic formula. I think it is going to factor quite nicely. Let's see here. How about minus 4 and plus 3? So then x minus 4 equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0. Add 4 to both sides, x equals 4. Subtract 3 from both sides, x equals -3. Now keep in mind that this quantity can't be negative or 0, so let's check our work. If x is 4, we'd have log base 12 of 4 squared minus 4 equals 1. Log base 12 of 16 minus 4, which is 12, equals 1. So 12 to the 1 equals 12. That checks. Let's say x is -3. Log base 12 of -3, the quantity squared, minus -3 equals 1. -3, the quantity squared is 9, minus -3 is plus 3 is 12. So we get log base 12 of 12 equals 1. 12 to the 1 equals 12. Point is, they both work. Any questions about that problem? That was what, 18A? So let's take a look at 18B, which is going to be similar. Log base 20 of the quantity x squared minus x equals 1. From that, we get 20 to the 1 power equals x squared minus x, or 20 equals x squared minus x. Subtract 20 from both sides. Factor. Let's see, how about -5 and plus 4? So again, very similar to the previous problem. X is 5, x is -4, and if we plug them in here, they will check. Any further questions on that? Okay, let's take a look at 19. And part A, we have 5 to the 12x minus 1 equals 625. Well, 625 is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, or 5 to the 4th power. So now we have 5 to the 12x minus 1 equals 5 to the 4th. Therefore, 12x minus 1 equals 4. Add 1 to both sides. 12x equals 5. Divide by 12, x equals 5/12, which the student already did and got correct. Now let's take a look at part B, which is a bit more complicated. So we have 5 to the 12x minus 1 equals 624. Unfortunately, 624 is not a power of 5. So we're going to change this into logarithmic form, and we'll get log base 5 of 624 equals 12x minus 1. Okay. Let's see, we're trying to solve for x. So let's add 1 to both sides. We get log base 5 of 624 plus 1 equals 12x. Then we're going to divide both sides by 12, or how about if we do this? How about if we multiply both sides by 1/12? And I'm going to put x over on the left. So x equals 1/12 times the quantity log base 5 of 624 plus 1. Okay. That is a correct, exact answer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how they got this answer right here. Okay. It doesn't have to be that. It could be equivalent to that, but I just want to show you what they did. So now I've got 1/12 times, I'm going to use the change of base here. And instead of using log base 10, I'm going to use natural log. And the only reason I did that is because that's what they did there. But again, there's more than one equivalent correct answer. So this would be the natural log of 624 over the natural log of 5 plus 1. Well, suppose we wanted to write those as a single fraction. The common denominator would be natural log of 5. So I'd multiply this by the natural log of 5 over the natural log of 5. So now I've got 1/12 times the natural log of 624 plus the natural log of 5 all over the natural log of 5. You see how I combine those by getting a common denominator? And multiplying straight across, you'd get the natural log of 624 plus the natural log of 5 over 12 natural log of 5. So that's how they got that answer. And I say there are other equivalent answers. In fact, the first time I did it, I used log base 10, which you still, you come up with an equivalent answer. All right. Any more questions on that one? So hold on, I'm going to switch screens while I switch to a different student's questions. And let's see here. This is 4,400. Okay. 0.7. 23. This was the most popular, or perhaps most unpopular question. I think I had about 6 requests for it. And we shall take a look here and see what the deal is. Okay, so this is again from 11.7, and this is number 23. It says an isotope of lead, 201 Pb, has a half-life of 8.4 hours. How many hours ago was there 20% more of the substance? The thing you've got to realize here is that this is sort of a Jeopardy thing. They're giving you the answer, they're asking you the question. They're telling you the final outcome and asking you what happened, what was happening how many hours ago was there 20% more? So how do we deal with that? Okay, so we've got our half-life formula. A equals A sub 0 times 2 to the negative T over H power. We know that the half-life is 8.4 hours. That's given. It says, how many hours ago was there 20% more of the substance? So time is the unknown. Okay, that's the thing we're trying to find. So we've got the final amount and the starting amount. That's supposed to be just an A. Let's get the eraser and clean that up. Okay. In this case, we're starting with the final amount. How many hours ago was there 20% more of the substance? So A sub 0 is the ending amount plus 20%. So this would be what, 100% of A plus 20% of A, which would be 120% of A. So basically A sub 0 is 1.2 times A. Any questions how I got there? All right. So A equals 1.2A times 2 to the negative T over 8.4 hours. I'm going to divide both sides by A. So what do I get? I get 1 equals 1.2 times 2 to the negative T over 8.4 hours. Oh, but I need to get rid of that 1.2 as well. Divide both sides by 1.2. 1 over 1.2, let's see if that comes out to a nice number. 1 divided by 1.2. No, it doesn't. Well, that's like 10 twelfths or 5/6. Okay, everybody all right with where I got 10 twelfths or 5/6?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got 5/6 equals 2 to the negative T over 8.4 power. So now I'm going to get log base 2 of 5/6 equals negative T over 8.4. I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 8.4. The 8.4s go in the negative times the negative, so I get T equals negative 8.4. And I'm going to use change of base formula here. Log of 5/6 divided by log of 2. Okay. Now I'm going to punch that whole thing into the calculator. Negative 8.4 log of 5/6 close parentheses divided by log of 2 close parentheses. And I get I get a wrong answer. So what have I done wrong here? Maybe I didn't put things in correctly. Maybe I should put my glasses on, make sure. All right. It's 20% more, so that would be 1.2, 1.2, 10 twelfths, 5/6, minus 2, 5/6, 8.4. Let me make sure I put things into the calculator correctly now that I've got my glasses on. I punched it in wrong. Helps to wear glasses if you can't see. So we get 2.20948, etc., etc. Said round to 1 decimal place. So time is 2.2 hours. All righty. Any questions about that?
Nope. Thank you.
No.
All right. Now let me switch screens. Change. Let's see, now we're going to chapter review for this person. Chapter review. Number 14. Okay. Okay, maybe I better just leave my glasses on. So this is the chapter 11 review. And this is number 14. Use composition to show that f of x equals 2 minus 5x and f inverse of x equals negative the quantity x minus 2 over 5 or inverse functions. Simplify your answer. Okay. So let's see what they're doing here. Okay, so f, we're going to find f composed with f inverse of x. All right. That's equal to f of f inverse of x. So that's the first line over here. Basically, sometimes these are hard to deal with. It's like what you got to do is just do the problem the way you should do it and then look back and see that, oh, fill in the missing pieces. Okay. So that's equal to f of f inverse of, hang on a second here, f let's see here. Guess I'm not taking my own advice. So hang on. That should be f of f inverse of x, which is negative the quantity x minus 2 over 5. I know things have grinded to a halt here because I'm trying to figure out what they are doing. And I'm writing awfully slow. Let's see, f inverse would be negative okay, I see what they did. What they did, because over here in the boxes, these are what's supposed to be in the response. They took what I have in parentheses, this thing here, and they cleaned it up. That's the same thing as this, which is the same thing as this, which is the same thing as that. Okay. Now, you should be able to actually put this in there and have it be correct, but there's no way I can punch that in there and show that. But anyway, any questions how I change that into that? It's just making it nice or getting rid of that negative sign. Again, no. You really shouldn't have to. So then let's see here. So that's where you've got this. And then what did they do there? So now you put f of all of that would be 2 minus 5 times that, which simplifies into 2 minus the quantity 2 minus x, which is 2 minus 2 plus x, which is x. Okay. And again, for instance, they took that and they wrote it like this. So then this is what goes in the box. So yeah, that's, again, I wish that their answers weren't on the screen, because you could do it without cleaning it up the way they did it and it still should be correct. We okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I know it's tricky. So then the second part, f inverse composed with f of x would be f inverse of f of x, which would be f inverse of, let's see, f of x is 2 minus 5x. Okay, this one they didn't mess with. And that would be, okay, so we're going to put 2 minus 5x in the place of that. So we're going to get minus 2 minus 5x minus 2 over 5, which would be negative. The 2's would go away. And so you'd have, then you'd have what? This, which would then be that. Okay. Yeah, that's, I might want to rethink assigning that just because it's so, well, again, though, if we didn't have those answers there, I'll bet if we put in other, equivalents, it should still be correct. Famous last words. Okay, here we go. So here's number 16. This is still chapter review. The value in dollars of a certain model car is given by the function V of t equals 16,000 times 10 to the negative 0.145 t power, where t is the number of years from the present. Find the value of the car in 8 years. So basically they want V of 8. So on our calculator, 16,000 parentheses 10 raised to the negative 0.145 times 8, close it up. Okay, let's see here. 16,000 times 10 to the negative 0.145 times 8. Keeps giving me a syntax error. Oh, I see why, because there's no parentheses there. So I need to go back here. Yeah, I wasn't putting in this parentheses right there. So let's try this again. Parentheses, negative 0.145 times 8, close it up. And finally, I get the right answer. I kept getting syntax error because I wasn't putting in enough parentheses. This comes out to be 1106.9. It says round your answer to the nearest dollar. So $1107. Okay. Any questions there? All right, let's take a look at number 39. The height in inches of a certain plant is approximated by the function h of a equals 13 plus 20.08 natural log of a, where a is the age in years. How tall will it be in 25 years? So we need h of 25. Okay, so 13 plus 20.08 natural log of 25. And it says, round your answer to the nearest inch. I got 77.6, so that would be 78 inches. Okay. And then number 44. Let's see, I gotta move some stuff so I can see this. Okay. A wooden statue found in Egypt has a carbon-14 content that is 4/5 of that found in living wood. If the half-life of carbon-14 is 5,700 years, how old is the statue? Round your answer to the nearest 100 years. All right, so we're going to use A equals A naught 2 to the negative T over H. And we know that the half-life is 5,700 years. And let's see, we're supposed to find time is the unknown, ending amount, and beginning amount. All right. It has 4/5 of what it had as in living wood. So living wood would be that. The end would be 4/5 of that. Or what, 0.8 A sub 0, 80%. So it has 4/5, okay? So now I've got 0.8 A sub 0 equals A sub 0 times 2 to the negative T over 5,700 years. We're going to divide both sides by A sub 0. 0.8 equals 2 to the negative T over 5,700 years. We get log base 2 of 0.8 equals negative T over 5,700. We're going to multiply both sides by negative 5,700 so that we get rid of the 5,700 and the negative. So T equals negative 5,700. I'm going to use the change of base formula to get there. Okay, any questions before we go to the calculator? All right. And I get 1834.99. It says round to the nearest 100. So that would be 1,800 years. You'd be surprised at how many people miss that question because they don't follow the rounding directions. Okay, that takes care of that student. And now give me a minute to switch to a different student's questions. So we'll go back to the whiteboard screen. And let's see here. Okay. This is 11.7, number 2. And it says fill in the blank. If 6 to the 2x equals 6 to the negative 4, then 2x equals negative 4. In other words, this is another one of those, they're not giving you the final answer, they're asking you to determine the process. So if I've got 6 to the 2x equals 6 to the negative 4, then 2x equals negative 4. So your answer would be negative 4. Any questions on that one? Okay. 23. Let's see if it's the same numbers as the other one. I believe it is. Yeah, I think that's the same question. So let me double check there. Yeah, okay. So this is the same question that I did for somebody else. All right. So I'm not going to redo that one. And now, let's see, I've got to change students again. So hold on. 7.7. 19b. Yes. We did one similar to this, a little bit different. I'll go ahead and do it. So this is 11.7, number 19b. Again, we did one except that I think it was like 5/12 instead of 5/8. So we've got 5 to the 8x minus 1 equals 624. Okay. Oh, it's 8x minus 1. So from there we get log base 5 of 624 equals 8x minus 1. Changing it to a logarithmic equation. Okay. Then we're going to add 1 to both sides. So log base 5 of 624 equals 8x. I'm going to multiply both sides by 1/8. So 1/8 log base 5 of 624 equals x. I'm going to use the change of base, and I'm going to use natural log. So the natural log of, oh, my mistake. I left out the +1 here. Fine, it doesn't want to go away. Huh. Oh, well. All right, so this should be that. And then we've got that. Okay. So now I'm going to use the change of base. I'm going to get a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by the natural log of 5 over the natural log of 5. So I get 1/8 times the natural log of 624 plus the natural log of 5 all over the natural log of 5. Distributing through or multiplying through, you get natural log of 624 plus the natural log of 5 over 8 natural log of 5. Okay, so it's very much like the one I did earlier, but instead of the 8, it was a 12, I believe. Okay. Let's take a look at 23. Let's see if it's the same. This one's different. It's 40% more. Okay. So what does that look like? Well, A equals A naught 2 to the negative t over h. We know that h is 18.4 days. Time is the thing we're trying to find. Oh, sorry, I switched and looked at the wrong problem. I was looking at 22. It's because I'm trying to hurry to get through everything here. That's not a good idea. All right. The half-life is 8.4 hours. Time is what we're looking for. How many hours ago was there 40% more? So now the ending amount is this. The beginning amount is 40% more. So it's 100% of A plus 40% of A, 140% of A. We okay with where I got that? I guess so.
Yeah.
All right. So A equals 1.4A times 2 to the negative t over 8.4. I'm going to divide both sides by 1.4a. So I get 1 over 1.4 equals 2 to the negative t over 8.4. That's going to be what? 10 over 14, 5 over 7. So then you get log base 2 of 5/7 equals negative t over 8.4. Multiply both sides by negative 8.4. T equals negative 8.4 using the change of base. You get that. And I kind of zip through the steps because they're the exact same steps we did before, but just it's a 1.4 instead of a 1.2. And so calculator time, negative 8.4 log of 5 divided by 7, close it up, divided by log of 2, close it up. And I get 4.0775, etc. It says round to the nearest to 1 decimal place. 7 would round up, so you get 4.1 hours. Okay. Any questions on that one? All right, we've got one more, and it's the same question. So let's see if this person has the same, if it's the same numbers or not. Okay. No, it's a different number. Well, we'll do it. Why not? So now it's 50% more. We had 20% more, we had 40% more. Now we've got 50% more. So H is still 8.4 hours. Time is the unknown. The ending amount is A. The beginning amount is A plus 50% of A, so 1.5 times A. You okay with where I got the 1.5?
Yes.
Great, okay. A equals 1.5 A times 2 to the negative T over 8.4. We'll divide both sides by 1.5A, so we get 1 over 1.5 equals 2 to the negative T over 8.4 power. That's going to be 10/15 or 2/3. So then I get log base 2 of 2/3 equals negative T over 8.4. Multiply both sides by negative 8.4. T equals negative 8.4 log of 2/3 divided by log of 2. And let's see what we get. Negative 8.4 log of 2/3 divided by log of 2. And it comes out to 4.913. So to the nearest 10th, 4.9 hours. Okay, well, you've seen 3 different versions of problem 23. So hopefully you'll see that in your sleep tonight. Again, the key to that is that you're going backwards in time. Okay, you're used to going frontwards, and this is going backwards. So that's why this changes the way it's set up there. All right, I will be back this afternoon at 1:15 with an office hour. Tomorrow, there's no class meeting. You just come in and or don't come in, but you just take your chapter 11 test before 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night. Now, your final is on Wednesday. And the reason I did that is so we'd have time to review if people want to. I will show up on Monday and Tuesday during our regular class time to answer whatever questions you all bring to me, or email me ahead of time to review for the final, okay? There won't be office hours next week. Actually, next week, there's really no official class, but I'm gonna meet, like I say, I'll be here Monday and Tuesday, 11:30 to 12:20. If you have questions, then you'll take your final no later than Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. I will post, actually I won't post, I will email each person your grade in the class when I have calculated them. So don't bother to send me an email saying, Mr. Mayo, what's my grade? Okay, when they're all done, I've got them all published, everything, I will email each one of you personally and tell you what your grade is, okay? Any questions before I stop the recording?
Yeah, so there's another test that's due on Wednesday too, right?
No, okay,
Because when I was looking at the thing, it said there was like a test for spring 2022, and I was like, uh-oh, what's that?
okay. What that is, in fact, let me hang on a second here. Let's see something. Okay. Come on. Let's see. 4,400. Okay. So here's what I think you're referring to. Is it this thing right here?
Yeah.
Okay, ignore that.
Okay.
That is because I had to create a new test for a student for reasons we don't need to go into. But I can't just show it on that person's screen.
Okay.
So-
I just wanted to make sure. I was like, oh, do I need to study for this too? So I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, that refer to your printed out syllabus, but I will go in and make sure that student's already taken that test and get rid of that so that people aren't panicking. But in fact, one time I just wrote ignore this and I should have done that for that as well. But yeah,
Okay. I
so-
just wanted
so
to double check.
yeah.
Thank you.
don't worry about that. Okay, anything else?
No, I'm good.